Welcome to Mexico and round 3 of the World Rally Championship. It's a brand new rally and a return to North America after an absence of 16 years. The rally is based in the city of Leon, 380 kilometers north of the country's capital, Mexico City. This is totally new territory for most of these drivers. So what are their first impressions of the terrain?
It's interesting rally, I must say. It's a bit of everything.
Some places are very fast, very wide. Some places are narrow and twisted.
Bits of Cyprus, bit of
Greece, Cyprus, Finland, New Zealand,
bit of Argentina.
Just incredible. It has everything.
The driver who's had everything so far is Sebastian Loeb, winner of both rallies this season.
Now it's another kind of rally. It's the first gravel rally from the season, and so we will see exactly what is the level of the different cars on this surface. So everything can change now.
Until Marco Martin hit a snowbank in Sweden, he looked at the beating of Loeb. Can he complete the job in Mexico?
I see no reason why we shouldn't be competitive, so for sure we'll go out and try to our best and hopefully get some good point score from here as well.
It's the first gravel rally of the season, and that will please Peter Solberg, driving a revamped Subaru Impreza.
It was good on the test, no problems at all for all the days we tested, so hopefully it will be okay for the rally.
Peugeot 307 is still looking for its maiden victory, but Marcus Gronholm is not exactly confident.
Still waiting for new gearbox and parts to the transmission. I am not too happy for the moment. Always with 206 I was so confident, but now, okay, it's a new car. We have to work, but it's not the best thing to start with.
In Peugeot's favour is the return of Harry Rovanperä as number 2 driver. He won this rally in 2002 before it had WRC status. Mitsubishi's transmission system has been upgraded since the problems of Sweden. That should please Gigi Gali and Gil Panizzi. So with 2 wins out of 2, Sebastian Loeb is currently out on his own in the drivers' standings. But the heavyweight trio of Gronholm, Martin and Solberg are lining up behind. Loeb's early season supremacy has helped to put Citroën out in front in the Manufacturers' Championship. The ceremonial start took place in the state capital, Guanajuato, and there was one big party. But Sebastian Loeb's mind was not on the festivities. He crossed the start line on foot as his car was being checked following chassis damage in the shakedown warm-up stage. Guanajuato is 2,000 meters above sea level. From there, the cars will climb to as high as 2,750 meters, the highest altitudes in the World Championship. There are 15 stages in all, and a total of 395 competitive kilometers.
The waiting is over, and Mexico's ready to enjoy its first WRC event. The championship leader is first on the stage. Sebastian Loeb has the advantage of having been to Mexico to recce last year, but even so, there's more unknown than known. The chassis, it seems, presents no problems, but the road surface might. As first man out, Loeb sweeping the racing line clear of the loose gravel.
We have no gravel crew, and with the rain falling down this night, it's very difficult. You have a lot of changing of grip, and I'm the first car on the road, so the first who is doing a mistake is me, so I try to keep on the road.
Marcus Gronholm is next onto the stage. A big issue for this rally is tyre choice, with the teams allowed only 2 types of tyre and restricted to a total of 60 for the whole event, whereas they previously have about 300. Gronholm selected a soft compound after an overnight downpour, and he's 5.4 seconds faster than Loeb. Ford's Marco Martin has gone for the softer option too. Limited decisions and unknown road surfaces. In Mexico, the teams will be relying on intuition, and for that, read guesswork.
40, 6 right, 4 left.
Alone among the teams, Subaru run on Pirellis. And here they're the only team to have the option of a narrow tyre, which Petter Solberg has gone for on the opening stages. The defending world champion is hoping to kickstart his season in Mexico. Here's his time against Gronholm's. Let's see what Solberg can do.
1 right. Okay.
8.7 seconds faster. He goes into first place, ahead of Gronholm, Martin and Loeb.
Can you tell us how it was?
Very fast some places, but no problem. Just have to be a little bit careful of the mud and don't do any mistakes.
Carlos Sainz has an impressive record on new rallies. He won in Turkey and Cyprus on their WRC debuts. One of the most adept drivers on unfamiliar stages, he's expected to perform well in Mexico. But on stage 1, he's only 6th fastest. Harry Rovanperä had been relegated to the sidelines. But Freddie Lopez's misfortune gave Rovanperä a lifeline. He's back with Peugeot and eager to prove his value to the team. Like Gronholm, he's on the softer tyres. He's not as fast as his teammate, but is quicker than Sainz. He's 5th over the stage. A bad start for Mitsubishi. Thanks to Gilles Canisi's mistake. That compounds the bad luck of their pre-Mexico testing. Rain in Spain meant they managed only 150 kilometres. The team hope and need to make progress here, but Panizzi and Gali are already out of the points. Recce days are an integral part of the team's preparation, but more new rules here in Mexico have reduced the recce days from 3 to 2 in a bid to make the rally more compact. The crews can make 2 passes through the stage, the first for the co-driver to draft the notes, and the second for the co-driver to call corrections.
We've just done 12 and a half hours in the car, come back here now. Okay, every crew is different, but I've got about 5 to 6 hours work here. So, you know, it makes for an 18-hour day, basically. And we're leaving again at 6 in the morning, so probably get 4.5, 5 hours sleep tonight if I'm lucky, then off again tomorrow.
So what exactly does Phil have to do at the end of each recce day?
The road is so rough that when you're writing the pace notes down, some of it is almost ineligible.
What is this one? Yeah. Short one, Mike plus, dip here.
So you have to rewrite certain sections of it. Basically, the main part of the work is rewriting the rough sections and tidying up all the corrections that you've made from the first to the second run. Normally, I would rewrite the whole thing, so it's, you know, it's just perfectly clear and so on. But there's just no time now, so we've just got to tidy up the scribble basically and get on with what we've got there and just hope we don't make a mistake. You know, we're working until 1:32 a.m. in the morning. Nobody sees that. They just see a very tired person next morning. So it's one of the negative sides of the new rules.
So, with new regulations limiting recce days and tyre choice, there's plenty to think about as the crews get to grips with this brand new rally. Sebastian Loeb says he feels confident being championship leader. And it's not a position he wants to concede. A fastest time on stage 2, and he leapfrogs Marcus Gronholm and Marco Martin to take second place overall. Teammate Carlos Sainz is similarly defiant. 10 seconds slower than Loeb, but fast enough to take 5th place from Harry Rovanperä. No such improvement for Gigi Gali. His brakes failed towards the end of stage 1, and that cost him more than 3 minutes on stage 2.
Despite Loeb's charge, Solberg still has a 7-second lead. Different manufacturers occupy the first 4 places, but there is only 18 seconds between them. The Mitsubishi of Gilles Panizzi is outside the points, while his teammate Gali is nowhere to be seen, down in 28th. new tyre regulations, rally officials now have to check if the tyres match those pre-nominated by the teams. And the new regulations mean the teams now have just 3 minutes ahead of service instead of the full 20 minutes at service to nominate their choice for the next stages. One man who seems to have got his selection right so far is Petter Solberg.
Petter, a 7-second lead. You must be very happy with the start of the rally.
Yeah, so far so good. We chose very good tires for the first stage. Not so good for the second one, but overall it's very good.
You're the only man on Pirelli tyres. Is that a coincidence that you got Pirelli's and you're leading the rally?
Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Maybe.
But it's not tyre choice that's on the mind of Marcus Grönholm.
Marcus, how are those first 2 stages in the 307?
I'm not really confident with the car. I don't know. Not really good. It's still... we have to work.
What can you do during the rally to get the confidence?
Nothing, I think, because for me now the problem is 4-speed gearbox here, as it was in Sweden. And less power now because of the altitude, and it's the changing. I have to think all the time what I'm doing, and even before the braking I have to think, shall I put 2 or 3 in now, and even in the corner I am shifting. It's not normal.
So, a rather prickly Marcus Grönholm, and his troubles continued in stage 3. It's the 307's first gravel rally, of course, and there's bound to be a learning curve. The car's clearly on the pace, but there's still work to be done.
4 ja oikein tosi hidas. Täällähän 100.
Grönholm's having intermittent gearbox problems.
6 ja oikealle vaan se pitkä hidas kirraa.
And teammate Harry Robben-Parra is having his own hassles. His brakes have failed. An unenviable task to navigate through the Mexican mountains, using only the gears to slow the car down.
Maaliin.
But he makes it through. Meanwhile, there's already a tussle for the lead, with Sebastian Loeb eager to build on the fine start he made in Monte Carlo and Sweden. A win here, and he'd be the only driver in the WRC's history to win the first 3 events of the season. Only Tommi Mäkinen and Ari Vatanen before him have won the opening 2 rallies. Petter Solberg's watched Loeb dominate the opening events. But enough's enough, he says. Solberg seems at ease on the fast Mexican stages, and our resident expert, Nicky Griss, can define the qualities of this new event. Nicky, is Mexico mostly about top-line speed then?
Well, a lot of this rally is made up of fast sections, but there's also a lot of slow and twisty sections as well. A lot of narrow gates and cattle grid. But most worrying are these bumps and dips. On the slower sections it's not so bad, but when you get them on the high speed sections in 6th gear, they really can cause you a lot of scares. Yes, most definitely. You have to keep it in the middle of the road. There's so many deep ditches at the side. If you get in those, you're not going anywhere.
Solberg sets another fastest time. He retains the lead and widens the gap between himself and Loeb. None of the top 8 drivers have changed their overall standing. There's one other big factor the teams have to deal with here in Mexico, the high altitudes. Just as the thinner air makes it harder for people to function, it also affects the car's performance. The next stage in the rally is the highest in the whole championship, reaching 2,750 metres.
Highest air pressure is found at sea level. This means the engine delivers the full 300 horsepower. The higher the altitude, the less air pressure, which means that the engine delivers 30% less power. Now let's look inside the engine. The more air there is, the more fuel can be mixed in with it. This gives you greater power. But the higher the altitude, the engine's computer mixes less fuel because there's less air. This means you lose out on horsepower, but the engine runs totally efficiently.
So much for the physics. Now for the physical reality. Stage 4, a rerun through Stage 1. This is the first outing in a Subaru on a loose surface event for Mikko Helgonen. It's all about gaining experience. He's currently 8th overall. Ford's Francois Duval is 1 place above Helgonen. He's done nothing wrong so far and will have his eye on the top 6. His senior teammate Marco Martin enjoys fast and flowing rallies and is on just such a stretch here. Due to the effects on power of the high altitude, Martin's on the limit to keep on the pace.
150, 6 minus.
He's really broadside here,
30, 6 minus right.
and that's a big spin.
Stored.
And a lucky one, he could so easily have damaged the car at that speed. And the time spent righting the Ford could well cost him 4th
6
place.
minus left. 30, 6 minus right fast.
Carlos Sainz starts the stage in 5th. He's had a steady morning, up with the leaders but not setting the desert alight. He's 4th fastest on the stage and quick enough to overtake Martin. 2-times world champion Marcus Gronholm is getting close to nature. No pace notes warn him of a cow about to appear on his right. The rally risked turning into a rodeo, but that was just a sideshow. The real drama for Gronholm is his gearbox problem.
Time is not good, I don't know. We had a little bit problem with the gearbox, but anyway, I am not so happy.
Sebastian Loeb, on the other hand, is getting into his stride, happy with his Citroën and happy with the stage. He was 4th fastest on the first run-through, but looks faster this time round. Petter Solberg still leads. He's been working out hard in the gym to cope with the high altitude. 2-stage wins and chasing a 3rd. Chasing too hard, perhaps.
5 right minus half, long tightness keeping, 20.
He's sliding wide here on the loose gravel, carrying too much speed. And that could have gone horribly wrong for Solberg. As it is, he's incredibly lucky to get away with it. But has that slip into the ditch cost him a stage win? Loeb's gone fastest so far. There's his time.
120.
Solberg's definitely slower, but by how much?
1 right.
5.2 seconds.
Double slip refill.
Very.
His overall lead cut to 5.6 seconds.
Yeah.
And how much damage has he done to the car?
We went off now on the stage and we broke right rear link and we lost quite a few seconds actually.
But another problem faces him back at Rally HQ in Leon. The Subaru team look worried. Solberg has to pass through the time controls before service, but he has a flat battery and can't start the car.
You can do it! Come on!
The entry into the control is on a steep incline, and Solberg and Mills just can't get the car moving.
Past the yellow.
Let's go! Now the regulations state that at this point only crew or marshals can push the car. But it appears everybody wants to get involved, whether the crew have asked for assistance or not. With some additional manpower to compensate for the lack of horsepower, the car makes it through, but possibly with some unauthorised help. Solberg's exhausted, and the team now have to wait to find out if all the day's hard work was in vain, their fate in the hands of the stewards. The verdict, a crushing 5-minute 40-second penalty.
Well, I'm disappointed, and but I cannot. I mean, we have the right to appeal, but I just saw the FIA that we're not going to appeal, and that's the way it is. And now the decision has been taken. We have an extra 5 minutes penalty. The only thing we have to think now is that this is a new event. Petter has never driven these roads, and we have the chance of driving these roads again tomorrow and the day after. So we will try to continue and try to get as high up as we can to try to get some points for the championship. That's all we can do.
So here it is in black and white. Loeb is now the leader, Gronholm 2nd and Carlos Sainz up to 3rd. Marco Martin is just off a podium place. And there's Solberg down in 13th. The only silver lining, the fact that he escaped exclusion because the stewards accepted the crew had not asked for any help in pushing the car. Rally Mexico still up for grabs. Which of these men will take advantage of Solberg's misfortune? Where there's plenty to distract the drivers along the road section on the way to the day's first stage on this brand new rally. Villages line the route to the stages in the mountains above Leon. Even though competition is fierce out there, the new rally leader can still sympathise with his rival.
Sebastian, you must be feeling a bit sorry for Petter Solberg this morning.
Yes, sure. I think it's very difficult for him to accept that because I know what it is. In Monte Carlo 2 years ago, I was in nearly the same position, and when you are fighting very hard in the stages, trying to win a race and lose everything for something, you cannot do anything. So that's very difficult to accept, I think.
So day one had ended cruelly for Petter Solberg, shunting all the way down to 13.
40 lang into through right minus, opens 20. 5 left plus long, tightens half 2.
On day two, he has nothing to lose,
40.
and much to prove.
1 left plus tightens. 30.
He's fired up for this battle against the odds. The attack is on. Solberg's the fastest man on the road and takes his third stage win.
Opens half long. To keep mid.
But it must be hard to keep focused after what's happened to him.
It's almost that it would have been even better to almost not do the rally. You know, it's seriously. But it's good fun to drive. You know, that's the main thing, and I'm happy to still driving.
He might be happy to keep driving. Gigi Ghali's not. He's lost a wheel and damaged the suspension. He patches up the car but retires at the end of the stage, the first WRC casualty of Mexico. Marco Martin lost a place to Carlos Sainz on the final stage of day one, and now trails him by just 14 seconds. The Estonian is on a softer tyre than his rivals as he tries to chase Sainz down. And Sainz can't match Martin's pace. Though he stays ahead of him overall, he loses more than 10 seconds to the Ford. Second place Marcus Gronholm hasn't been happy with his car. And his mood is about to get even worse.
Ai. Ja vasen nopea suppuu. Löi käsille. We have no power steering. We have no power steering after 13 kilometers of stage. No power steering.
It's the same problem that plagued him in Sweden.
What's wrong? No guess, no power steering. And we have 2 long stages to go. I'm fed up with this car.
And the car has just cost him 4 places. Sebastian Loeb's inherited the lead, a position he relished and capitalised on in Monte Carlo and Sweden. But though he improved dramatically on gravel last season, he's still not reaching the blistering pace of Solberg.
Loeb now has his Citroën teammate for company at the top of the leaderboard, but Carlos Sainz will have to work hard to hold off Marco Martin. Gronholm's power steering failure has cost him about a minute, seeing him fall to 6th. Travel 45 kilometres from the hustle and bustle of Leon and you reach the state capital of Guanajuato. No coincidence the rally organisers chose to hold the ceremonial start here, in one of the best preserved examples of Mexico's colonial past. The city's historical and architectural significance sees it listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Travel beyond the city limits and you'll find scenery and a way of life straight from the picture postcard image of Mexico. And the spectacle offered by this debut rally has been just as stunning.
Ford second driver Francois Duval is out to impress and on sparkling form. In stage 5 he dropped a place to Harry Rovanpera, and on stage 6 he's set on making amends. Rovanpera can't match Duval's pace and loses 4th place. He does put on a good show though. Marco Martin's coveting second place. But that won't have helped him catch Carlos Sainz. After the stalled start though, the Ford is flying through the stage. Now here's Sainz's time, and remember he's only 1.6 seconds ahead of Martin overall.
80, flat left.
This looks good.
70,
he's going to take that second place.
Bloody start line. 10 seconds there.
Rally leader Sebastian Loeb has a much bigger cushion. He's 34.6 seconds clear at the start of the stage, but he still needs to keep out of trouble. The impact has knocked out the intercom. Loeb's forced now to drive without pace notes. Fortunately, it looks as if they're getting it working again. Thumbs up, Daniel Elena can talk to Loeb again. But I wonder how this has affected his lead. Let's see if that mishap has cost them any time. He doesn't look far off Martin's pace. No, just 0.1 of a second, but there is another problem.
Engine oil pressure is low, so we have to see why.
Loeb refills the oil on the road section between stages 6 and 7. But are his rally dreams drifting away? It's not enough. He attempts a roadside rescue to repair the track sump.
14 pips. Donne la patte.
Now though, his chances are looking beyond redemption.
Ouais, ça.
Loeb is forced to retire, and this most consistent of drivers hasn't retired from an event since the Acropolis Rally last year, 11 rallies ago. After such a dazzling start to the season, a downturn in fortune's inevitable, but that doesn't lessen the disappointment.
After 2 wins, this is a disappointing way to end the rally.
Yes, sure. Especially because we were leading, and okay, it's like this. We have to accept it. It's motorsport, but okay, sure, it's a big deception.
So it's all change at the top of the leaderboard as the teams head to stage 7. And though Marco Martin hasn't notched up a single stage win here in Mexico, he's now the rally leader. The irony is that in Sweden, Loeb profited from Martin's misfortune, but now the tables have turned. But don't bank on the understated Estonian being too excited about his lofty position.
It's been quite a strange morning, I must say. Finished fifth yesterday, and now we are quite close to the front.
You're more than close to the front, you are the front, you're leading.
Sebastian has retired. All right, so it's even more strange.
Francois Duval is showing his mettle. He's 3rd overall now. He's keeping out of trouble and up with his more experienced rivals. Mikko Herranen's best ever result is 6th, and bettering it is possible here. If he doesn't make too many mistakes like that. His teammate Petter Solberg has been joking that his aim is to perfect next year's pace notes. But don't believe it, he sets a 3rd fastest time and leaps to 5th overall. Harry Rovanperä hoped to shine on his return to Mexico. He seems to have struck something and now the car's not turning.
No mikä nyt? Vie vasen eri miinus.
Rovanperä's really struggling. And the car seems to be steering itself. The steering arm is broken. Rovanperä had to stop on the stage and take off the wheel so he could continue. That cost him 16 minutes and he drops right down to 22nd place.
Steering arm is broken, and that's all.
But at least service isn't too far away.
Approaching the halfway point in the rally, Martin, Sainz and Duval are in the podium positions, but there's a marked absence of Peugeots on the leaderboard as the new 307s limp back to service.
Corrado, I think it's fair to say that both of your drivers are unhappy with their cars. What's your comment?
They are right. They are absolutely right. It is impossible to have 3 times in a row a steering power problem. It is unadmissible, so we have to do something in order to really solve the problem.
You seem very angry.
I am, of course. We are not at our level. It's a shame on us. So we will have to do something in order to solve definitely the problem. Okay?
And it seems Provera is not the only Peugeot man who needs to cool down. Gronholm's power steering problems clearly taking their toll.
Petter, after the disappointment of yesterday, you've managed to win every single stage today so far.
Yeah, that's what I should have done anyway.
Do you think that you can get on the podium? A lot of drivers have dropped off this morning. Can you get right up there?
Yeah, it's the plan anyway. I'm very happy so far today and with everything, and I just want to get back on the podium.
No smiling faces at Citroën, where the team have made a big mistake with the new regulations. Instead of nominating a fresh set of tyres for Carlos Sainz, they've handed in the identification code for the old worn rubber he's been using for the last 3 long stages. It's a massive handicap for an exasperated Sainz, as the officials refuse to let him change tyres.
Do you think there is a safety issue for Carlos?
In some way, yes, because he's starting with tires that are not new, but okay, he has to manage his speed with what he has on the car, and we just hope he will be able to finish.
So on to the afternoon stages, and Carlos Sainz, with his badly worn tyres, will be praying for a miracle.
What's going to be the plan now for this afternoon?
Well, we have a little bit of a problem with the new regulation and the nomination, so I have to use same tire now. I hope I can arrive to the end, but seems to be a little bit crazy, the whole system.
Those tyres have covered 77 kilometres of damage in gravel.
He's going to have to keep some tread on his tyres, or he's going to lose even more time. Oh, he's lost it there. That's very worrying because there's no room for error. He certainly doesn't look very happy either. Okay, he's back into first. A quick flick on the handbrake. That's it. He's on his way home.
And the combination of that spin and the worn tyres gives Francois Duval a huge advantage. He closes the gap to 1.7 seconds on stage 8 and then takes second place on stage 9, but only by 1/10 of a second. Mikko Hirvonen's 4th overall, more than 2 minutes separates him from the leader. He does have almost 2 minutes on the drivers behind him. One of those is Marcus Gronholm in 6th. The Finn's car has been fixed and is waging private war with Petter Solberg. Only a fraction of a second separates him from stage 9. Overall, Gronholm's just 6 seconds behind. Petter Solberg in 5th has had tribulations of his own, but he's now blazing a trail through the desert. He's won all the morning stages.
Middle of a crest, 150.
as well.
Caution slow, keep left of an unseen big bump, and 6 left minus. 80.
Meanwhile, in the lead is Marco Martin, but of course that doesn't mean he's immune from worries. He's expressed concern about smoke in the cockpit.
200, 6 minus right fast, long over crest. Shall I get them to get fire extinguishers ready at the finish? Pass Millie. 6 minus right fast, long over crest. 200 crest. John, I think we got some small fire. Can you ask them to get fire extinguishers ready at the finish? We have 3 Ks to go.
But luckily, it was a case of smoke without fire. As we've just seen, stage 9 has a lot of awkward jumps. Pitfalls await, even if you do have a lead as big as Marco Martin's.
Let's compare Marco Martin and Petter Solberg on one of the rally's biggest jumps. Petter Solberg carries so much more speed into the jump but brakes hard. But look at Marco Martin. There's no braking for him. Damage or not, he's still driving flat out.
So it's now a Ford 1-2, Martin first and Duval second, but Duval's lead over Sainz just 1/10 of a second.
The last stage of the day. This time on day one, Petter Solberg was in the lead. Heavy-handed feints played a part, but Solberg has risen to the occasion and has won every single one of the day's stages. And Marcus Gronholm can curse fate too. His fortunes take another dive. He loses hydraulic pressure and can only change gear manually, dropping another 36 seconds. Meanwhile, Francois Duval is trying desperately to defend that narrowest of gaps between himself and Sainz. And Sainz, on his worn tyres, is clearly fighting back. He's bringing all his mastery to bear. This is a stunning run through stage 10, but can he get the better of Duval? He's certainly looking quick. Yes, he does it, 3.7 seconds ahead, and he regains second place. Marco Martin's third fastest on stage 10. His lead shaved a little, but then he discovers he's clocked up a 10-second penalty for arriving late at the start of the stage. With 5 stages still to go, he's starting to look just a little bit vulnerable.
So at the end of the day, Carlos Sainz's Citroën now splits the Ford Focuses of Martin and Duval. A few stages ago, you wouldn't have found anyone who would have bet on the leaderboard looking like this, Marco Martin included.
So I was surprised this morning when I saw what was happening around us, but now I'm happy to be leading because we had so much trouble this afternoon that for a moment it looked like it's all going wrong for us as well. We had a fire on the stage and it looked quite bad, but fortunately it didn't make much damage and we managed to carry on.
A man of your experience must be able to hold Francois Duval back tomorrow?
We have seen today a lot of things can happen very quickly. We have a span in the first stage today in the second buckle round and lost about 20 seconds. And you know, it's very easy to make mistake.
Another day, another leader. Marco Martin now the man in charge. Can he avoid the sort of drama that has seen the previous occupants of the top spot fall away? First thing in the morning, and nothing is left to chance in the Ford team, with their man on the verge of history. Marco Martin can hold off Carlos Sainz. He'll become the winner of the first ever WRC Rally Mexico.
This road section's very short.
An early start in the mountains with 5 more stages to complete. And Francois Duval in third place. It's Ford's 100th event since Malcolm Wilson took charge of the team. Can Duval give his bosses a 1-2 on this landmark rally? Can he take back second place from Citroën's Carlos Sainz? The Spaniard's stirred up and stirring up the swirling dust clouds. But he's not having things all his own way. Low sun and Duval's wake are cause of real frustration. Sainz doesn't just want to hold second place, he wants his 26th rally win. He takes 9.6 seconds out of Duval over stage 11, the longest stage of the rally. And if he has his way, nothing on 4 wheels or 4 legs is going to stop him.
Carlos, you pulled a little bit more time in there. It must have been a good stage for you.
We'll see. Now with Marco, I think he was coming faster than me.
Rally leader Marco Martin isn't just going through the motions. His lead was diminished by the time penalty to just 14.4 seconds. There's Sainz's time. Martin might just beat it. Yes, he does. He's faster. Just his first stage win in Mexico.
Just 0.2 quicker than Carlos. How was the stage?
Okay, yeah, we lost a bit of a brakes at the end of the stage, so we were up on him, the splits, but
couldn't keep up the same pace until the end.
So what could Sainz do on stage 12? Well, fight back of course. He sets his fastest time of Rally Mexico to shave Martin's leading margin to just 11.8 seconds. Back in 6th place is Marcus Gronholm. He's had a frustrating rally with a variety of mechanical problems hampering his progress, and that's further impeded by the dust and the rising sun.
Ahdas sisältä 8. Ahdas sisältä 8 ja oikein
Petter Solberg's more concerned about the wear to his Pirelli tyres. That doesn't stop him closing in on teammate Mikko Hirvonen though. At the start of the day, he's a minute behind. After stage 12, he's sliced that gap in half. So can the young Finn keep his position over his world champion teammates? Or might team orders come into play over Rally Mexico's final 3 stages?
Whatever the Subaru team orders are, a podium place is beyond Solberg and Hirvonen unless one of the leading 3 slips up. There's still a real battle between Sainz and Martin for the top prize in WRC Rally Mexico via Inmarsat.
The Mexican mountains have proved a tough challenge for the WRC teams, but Ford's Marco Martin has risen to it. His lead though is too narrow to allow him any breathing space, and the situation wasn't helped when he reported throttle problems on the road section between stages 12 and 13.
13, correct?
And that provides an opportunity for Carlos Sainz to mount a final attack on this short but very fast stage.
I know Carlos really want to win this event, and he's trying very hard, that's for sure. But he's gone way too late into this. Oh no! He's on his side, that's really unlucky.
Corre, Mark! Oi! Corre! Push, push, push! Push, 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 push! Yeah! Another time! Yeah!
It doesn't look very elegant, and in fact it's a desperate situation.
Yeah!
And to cap it all, Marty's even got his fingers caught in the door.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
I'm sure that wasn't in a co-driver's job description. But finally, they get back on the road and on their way, nursing some very sore fingers. That single moment has changed the whole course of the rally.
Yes, and it was a soft brake pedal on Carlos Sainz's car that caused all the problems. Just compare him against Marco Martin as they enter this next corner. He just brakes a bit too late, gets sideways, hits the bank and rolls over. 99 times out of 100 you would get away with an accident like that. But that's the end of Sainz's challenge for victory.
And the damage to Sainz and Citroën is clear to see, with just 2 stages to go and no time to recover lost ground. Sainz now nearly 1.5 minutes off the lead and 50 seconds behind Duval.
I started the last stage really pushing, but pedal was very long and I arrived a little bit too fast into right hand. It was just nothing. You will see in the video, just roll, half a roll, but not even on the roof, but I couldn't put the car on the wheels.
Will the team ask you to slow down and let Petter by?
I don't know yet, but anyway, I think if we just continue like this, Petter will pass me anyway. I haven't really pushing at all, so we'll see what happens.
Marco, 35-second lead. It really does look like victory.
It's a good lead to have before last 2 stages, but we have to remember the stages here are quite rough, and we have seen many things happening on stages, so we have to keep our fingers crossed and try our best on the last 2 as well.
So just 2 stages to go, and Gilles Panizzi is on course to complete the event. After neither Mitsubishi made it through the Swedish rally, the team will take a finish in Mexico as a sign of progress. And it's been a good rally for Jussi Välimäki. The privateer's flying the flag for Hyundai and is holding 7th position. Petter Solberg's already made a remarkable comeback.
short one right. 40,
His ambitious target now is to move ahead of teammate Mikko Hirvonen.
Line into short, 4 left last. Opens 80.
He's fully committed on this free run through the rally's longest stage.
Minus, open 6 plus extra long, given 60. Line it up.
And Hirvonen can't match his pace. He's 24.2 seconds slower, losing 4th place to the defending champion.
23 plus
Up ahead, Marco Martin knows that even at this late stage, a lapse in concentration can end your dreams. But he's still 3rd fastest, widening the gap between himself and Francois Duval. Just 1 stage and 28 kilometres to the finish line for Martin and Duval, while Carlos Sainz is left to rue what might have been. Regrets? Marcus Gronholm in 4th has a few. It hasn't been a happy event for him. He sets his 2nd fastest time on stage 15, demonstrating the top line speed of the new 307. But it's to no avail. The cars cost him too much time, and the team know it.
Stage is clear for Marcus.
Done the job we wanted you to do, and I'm really sorry on behalf of all of us for the handicap we gave you. Next time it will be much better. Congratulations again.
Despite that incident on stage 13, in Spanish-speaking Mexico, Spain's Carlos Sainz is on course for his first podium finish of the season. And heading for his best ever result, Ford's young Belgian Francois Duval. He's driven a faultless rally, and as he's shone in Monte Carlo, so he's sparkled in Mexico.
Long sommet à fond absolu, 205,42.
Flat left.
His teammate Marco Martin is set for the 3rd rally win of his career.
100 flat left, 80 easy left.
Even with victory seemingly certain, Martin's keeping up his pace to the end. He's kept the lead over more than 230 kilometres of energy-sapping, car-damaging gravel tracks. He's vanquished Mexico, and at some speed, even if that gives his team the jitters.
He's doing 182 kph at the moment. That's far too fast.
70, 6 minus right fast.
Martin has a true winner's mentality, on the throttle, until that victory is most definitely his.
300. Yeah. Hold on.
Yes!
Great result for our team, I think. It was 100th rally for M Sport, and both focuses on top 2 places. So it's a fantastic weekend. It's been hard work for everybody to keep the cars going, and I think we definitely deserve the first and 2.
Martin's final winning margin over Duval, 42.5 seconds. The last Ford 1-2 in the WRC was Cyprus 2000. Martin collects 10 points for his win, Duval 8 for 2nd, Sainz in 3rd picks up 6 points.
Marco, winner of the first Rally Mexico, joint leader in the World Rally Championship, a 1-2 for Ford. It just doesn't get much better.
I think it's been a very good weekend for Ford. Definitely 1-2 and 10-point lead in the Manufacturer Championship. It's very good, and also for us, we are back in a championship hunt.
Congratulations, Francois, your best ever podium finish.
First time for me to finish second. I'm very happy also from Ford. I finish first and second is very good.
It's M Sport's 100th event, so it's our 16th win. But obviously to get a 1-2, it's in the current era of modern rally, and I think it's pretty special.
In the Drivers' Championship, Martin goes level with Sebastian Loeb on 20 points. Loeb is top because of his greater number of wins. And this is something not seen for a while, Ford leading the Manufacturers' Championship. The dominance of Peugeot and Citroën in this competition is under real threat. A new event and new regulations, and the rally organisers have risen to the challenge to make Rally Mexico a big success. And that's why they were chosen as the Inmarsat star of the rally. As they reflect on a job well done, the points will be turning to the next round as the WRC heads across the Pacific Ocean for the Rally of New Zealand. But for now, it's a Ford Fiesta in Mexico. And remember to keep up to date with all things WRC. Check out the official website at wrc.com. See you in New Zealand.